Hi everyone. So I wanted to go through a recipe that I did a while ago with the Instapot. This is a kind of a test stream to see if things work correctly. Uh, I've got I've worked on getting this set up so that I can do live streaming, and this is going to be a little presentation on how to make miso soup with bok choy, this stuff here, in the Instapot. And so let me change my computer a little bit here. There we go. Okay, now I can see what's going on. First of all, what I've done before the video started, I made sure everything's washed. I got this recipe calls for potatoes, carrots, bok choy. I'm putting frankfurters, these are bought from a local store here, and they're actually vegetarian, uh, um, vegetarian hot dogs. And then I've also got this stuff, which is a miso soup mix. And so, um, and I was thinking about probably putting an onion in there too. And so what I probably will do, or what I plan on doing first, is I'm going to take and cut these up, and we'll put them into the Instapot, this thing here, I have off to the side, and we'll put it in there under what's called the saute mode. That is a mode that allows you um, well, basically brown meat, stuff like that. And so we're going to try to brown this a little bit, even though it's vegetable meat, so it's not going to brown. It probably won't brown very well, but last time I did this, I actually browned it, or was able to do it a little bit. And after that, then we're going to just basically start throwing the ingredients in there and trying to see if this will work and make some good miso soup after it's done. So these things they're kind of weird. They come in a plastic wrapper, and you have to cut it like so. Let's get this thing so you can see it over here a little bit. I think I've got two cameras viewing here, so you should be able to see me in one camera and see the picture, or I mean the what I'm doing here with the other camera, which is kind of nice. And I've worked on getting this thing so it's all synced up with the audio and with the video cameras. One camera is a little slower than the other, so I hope there's no problems with audio. I've done quite a few tests with this to make sure that things are synced up and working well. I'm going to turn that thing on to saute mode. And I'm going to go get some olive oil. And we're going to pour a little bit, probably about a half a teaspoon of olive oil in this whole thing. Be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to use regular old olive oil, and we'll pour in a little bit. I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to pour in enough to cover the bottom a little bit. And then I should have probably had this thing heating up at the beginning here, but that's all right. And so we'll let that heat up. While we're letting it heat up, I'm going to be, I'll cut up the sausage here into little tiny pieces like that. Oops, let's get this in the picture here. Like that. And we're going to cook those a little bit. And so, if you want, you can, if you want to make comments or chat or anything, or I mean, talk anything, there is a chat window that's on this, and you can chat on the side there. Send me a note saying something like, hey, whatever. and I'll see it. Although I'm doing the cooking here, so I'm not going to be able to type back to you very easily. But I'll respond back by voice when I see it. You got to keep in mind that this video is actually 15 seconds delayed, or maybe 15 to 30 seconds delayed. So when you write something in the chat, I'm not going to get it right away until about 30 seconds later. So it's something to keep in mind. It's just a matter of the way YouTube works, because it's sending out a stream to their server, and by the time their server gets it, and by the time it gets brought out to your living room, it's been delayed a little bit. And I see Jerry Van Hall's on there, so hi Jerry. Thanks for Jerry's my dad. So thanks for joining in. Hoping you see that picture pretty good on that. It's a pretty good camera. All right, so we're going to put in the little pieces of meat here. And in a second here, I'll turn the camera so you can see what he's doing. There's that. Let's see here. There we go. Hi, Paul. I see you're on there. Yeah, these are vegetarian stuff. I mean, vegetarian hot dogs. So they're not going to, they might not brown up very well. We'll just see here. I mean, I can see a little bit. I don't know why I picked vegetarian ones. Well, basically because when I did the video here, or no, when I did this recipe the first time, I ended up going to the store, and guess what? There's nothing there. There's no meat. Everybody hoarded every kind of thing that you can think of, like toilet paper and paper towels and whatever else. So I couldn't find any meat, so I ended up buying this instead. And so that's what got used. Oh, sure, you can use any. Paul, yes, you can use any meat you want to use. As a matter of fact, it'd probably be better to use a regular meat. Good question. And yeah, you could use whatever meat you like. I would say maybe for this turkey meat, but even sausage would work great. Yes, turkey or chickens would work out good, Paul. It would work out great. I hope everybody's doing well while working at home and doing your things at home. With this little crisis that we're having, big gigantic crisis actually. I mean, it's something else. I'm surprised at how much stuff is going on with all this coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever they want to call it. That would be a lot of chicken, Paul says. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. It really depends on how much chicken you want to put in this. It could be a little bit or a lot. Uh-oh, I think I got a piece of plastic in there. We don't want that. This thing comes with a plastic wrapper around it. I hope there's no other pieces in there. I think we're good. Okay, well, this out. Well, that's not good. My thing's saying it's hot now, so it's shut off. This can happen with the Instapot if you don't have enough liquid on the bottom. I guess we're just not going to get enough to go in here. It says hot like this. Well, basically shut it off and let it redo itself. The Instapot will show hot like that if it has too much or doesn't have enough heat dissipation on the bottom. And so that's what's happened with it. It got too much heat, and then it came up with a hot signal. All right. So let's see. Next thing I'm going to do is cut up the vegetables. And these have already, the carrots, I've washed them, but I'm going to peel them next. I'll turn it over here to our inquisitive doggy. And that, maybe you can see the garbage can. You can see me peel these things. Let's see if I can do it here. There we go. All right. Well, right there. Pieces of things. Let's see, let's lower this a little bit. All right, there we go. Now you can see it. All right, a little bit of peeling here. We'll take off all the carrot junk. So we have nice clean carrots. Somebody else's bread. Let's see. Oh, okay, Victoria's on here. What is she saying? Yeah, Victoria says hi to everybody. Hi, Victoria. Glad to see you around here. This is our doggy Kate. She wants some free samples, but she doesn't. I don't know if she likes carrots. I don't think so. No, no, Kate, you're not going to get a free sample here. Hey, hey, no free samples. There we go. We have two dogs. The other one's Ruby. She's a new dog to us. She really likes free samples. But we don't let her have those. All right. There's that. We're turning back. There we go. And now for the potatoes. Now, potatoes have been cleaned. So all I'm going to do is cut those into small pieces so you can put them into the soup. And just going to be basic cutting with a knife here. I don't cut my finger. And I'll cut it into chunks like about like that. Last time I made the soup, it was about, well, it was actually a little bigger chunks than that. Maybe this a little bit. There we go. And some more chunks. Thanks, Paul. Gotta have you come down here and see the kitchen and stuff. Things have finally slowed down. It's been so busy lately. Now we got kind of nice to be at home a little bit. All right, there we go. Kind of like that. Maybe like that, I guess. And then I guess we'd call it dice. Dice the. Maybe that's called dice. And I'll do the carrots. And I'll cut these into little pieces. Nice for soup. I bet you that noise is coming through the speaker pretty loud with the microphone. I also want to make sure that the microphone and stuff is working. I think it is. I've done a few tests with this to make sure that things are working right. And I also can see on the screen here that things are working okay. Like I said, this is the first trial here, and if this works out good, maybe I'll do some more like this. I've done some videos on this. I've done some cooking with the Instapot. That's one of my favorites. My wife also does a lot of cooking. She makes nice cookies, and maybe we can get some videos of her making cookies on here. I don't know. I'll have to talk about it. I've also done some. Well, here we've done soap making. I can think of doing some videos on that. It's kind of interesting the way that's made. And I've done beer and wine as well. So maybe if you guys want, I can do some videos on that too. Oh, thanks, Paul. Paul says it was working great, so that's good. And I see all your comments. That's great. Thank you for commenting on that. Okay, so now I've got this thing pretty much done. Like, well, now I think last time I was doing this, I just put all these in by themselves. I just didn't cut it up or anything. But I think what I might do is just so that these things aren't so stringy, is just to cut them up a little bit, so they don't. Because what happens is well, we basically found that it just makes it like a stringy mess in the soup when it gets to the point of being cooked. This vegetable here is called bok choy. It's a Chinese type vegetable. I remember when I was living at my mom and dad's house, I tried to grow it once and really didn't succeed at it too well. It has to be cleaned, from what I've noticed, really good inside of these little areas right here. They get dirt on them. So it really, to clean one of these, it comes as a stalk. We saw some of it in the beginning intro of the video. And they just have to be broken apart and cleaned right there. Last time I made this, I made the mistake of not doing that. I just threw them in. But after watching some other people's comments about it and looking at how this is supposed to be done, it should be done where it gets cleaned in there really good. Because it's obviously it's grown in the dirt, so it's dirty. I've also heard that this stuff is, well, bok choy is surprisingly for a vegetable is high in protein, and I also found out that it's high in many different types of vitamins as well. So it's pretty healthy stuff for a vegetable. I'm gonna try doing 3 at a time here. There we go. Let's see, what do we got? Victoria's got a message. You need to angle the camera that is aimed at your face up higher. Well, I know. there's some things I need to fix in this house, so I aimed a little lower so you wouldn't see all the mess. I need to fix some. They're up on top there. I thought the coverage needs to be redone. Of course, my wife's telling me, "Oh, don't say that." There we go. All right, let's see. Now you can see me good because I'm sitting down, so I'll take care of that. And I'm just filling up the Instapot as we go. I'm not sure if there's a particular order on how this stuff should go in. There probably is. I probably am doing it wrong. It probably should be the vegetables first, but let's see how that turns out. This is basically a type of soup where you can put in whatever you want. I didn't follow a recipe for this. I just created it on my own. It was something that I had an idea when I was going out shopping for some stuff. And again, it was because it was during this epidemic or pandemic that we're having, and it's just hard to find some of this stuff because of the pandemic that we're having. Everybody's hoarding things. I'll tell you what, the hardest thing to find is the bok choy. That has, well, basically I found that in the, I don't know if I can say the name of the place I went to, but it's basically a grocery store that's by the university here, and it's, they carry a lot of stuff for Asians, and bok choy is kind of an Asian type of thing. They put them in a lot. They put that in a lot of their meals. I tell you what, I'm gonna take and rearrange this thing a little bit. Maybe we can get some of this bok choy on the bottom here, because we're gonna, in a second here, I'm gonna put this in the pressure cooker mode, or seal it up and put it in the pressure cooker mode. I'd rather not have the bok choy on the bottom because it can burn, or it gets hotter on the bottom of this thing than on the top. Potatoes and carrots are hard items, so they're not going to burn too well. So, and as soon as we're done with this, we're going to fill it up with with miso soup. Oh, do you need to add water? Now, that's a good question. Last time I didn't add any water because this stuff here, this miso soup stuff, has a lot of water in it, and I don't think I remember adding water. Now, the thing about it is that if I put it in there and find out that it's not, it may be that once I put the miso soup mix in there, it might be that it needs a little more water. So we'll see how it comes out, and we'll see if that works out better. One last thing. I think I'm going to put in a half onion just to see if I can cut this. So let's see here. Yeah, I think a half an onion. We didn't do that. I didn't do that last time, but my wife suggested, well, I should try that. Try a half an onion in the thing, and I agree with her. I think it'd be better like that. So let's see here. Put that up into chunks. A little bit here, and there we go. Okay, so now we'll put this. Let's go back to here. Put this in here. little more here. There. That. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is take this stuff, miso broth, and we're going to put that, fill it up with that. And get it undone here. Made the hardest thing to take and open. There we go. My hands are full of stuff, and it's hard to get in there. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see, how much water do we have in there? I think we should add a little bit of water to it. I'm going to add about a cup of water, possibly a cup of water to it. See how that turns out. Maybe 2 cups. I think that's about good enough. What's going to happen is these vegetables are going to steam in here, and they are going to basically meld in with the rest of the mixture here and make a really nice soup. I don't really want to put more than that in there. Okay, so now seal this up. And you need to make sure that this thing is all the way to the back. Otherwise, I've made the mistake before where I've had this thing open and sat down and let this thing cook for a while, and it's just steaming out of this thing, and it never gets to temperature, and it actually burns what's inside of it. So I suggest that that gets put like that. This thing has to be closed all the way. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera for the front of this. Let's see if we can turn it a little bit and show what I hit on here. I'm going to put it on. Now, granted, these are vegetables and stuff like that, and so I'm thinking either 5 or 6 minutes for the Instapot, because you don't want to overdo the vegetables. Plus, it doesn't have the, well, we've already cooked some of the meat already a little bit, or browned it, and so I think 5 minutes would do good. So what you do is you hit manual on this, and then you can adjust the setting here 4, 5, 6 minutes. As soon as you do that, let it sit for a second, and it'll beep and turn itself on. There it goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this takes well, let's see, what else is there? Is there another comment? Let's see, you're going to pressure cook? Yes, I am. It's an Instapot. Those are electronic pressure cookers. Yes, I'm going to explain a little bit. Oh, what was the liquid? Liquid I put in there was water. I just put, well, first of all, it was the miso broth, this stuff here. I put in a full box of that. And then I put in about a cup and a half, well, about a cup of water in there. Yes, it's miso broth, Victoria. Yeah, that's good. And the liquid is, and so that will make a nice kind of miso broth soup with potatoes and carrots and all that stuff we put in. This thing's basically a pressure cooker. It doesn't matter if it's an Instapot or it could be some other type of pressure cooker. They make, I think there's some other brands of the Instapot that other people make, and they'll work just as well. Basically, the Instapot is a modern day pressure cooker. The old pressure cookers used to have latches on here. You'd seal them up and then put them on your stove, and then there was a little bobby thing that was on top of here that would go, keep the pressure inside there, a little weight. And well, if you're lucky and it works good, it would cook your food. If you're unlucky, sometimes you'd have stuff that was in there that would foam up and spit out the top. I've heard of people having a mark on their ceiling from it. But these are the modern version. They actually have the same kind of controls as the Instapots back then. They have a pressure regulator, or I mean a pressure regulator on there. I think they've probably got something in there to make it so that they don't overpressure themselves, so that they're safe. And basically what will happen is that this thing will start steaming in here. It will start boiling inside here. And even though I set it for 5 minutes, it doesn't mean that it's going to take 5 minutes for it to do its job. It's going to take a few minutes for it to get up to temperature. It gets what's inside here up to boiling temperature, and you'll hear it bubbling away inside there. This thing will start steaming out, and then it'll eventually pop up, and then at that point it will start pressurizing. Once it's up to pressure, have some kind of way of telling how much pressure is inside this thing, and it will at that point start timing. Once it's done timing, then it will go to a mode where it just keeps what's inside there hot. Not hot, but warm. It will turn itself off, and there's two different modes of this thing. You can either or two different ways of making this thing work. You can either take and release the pressure right away after it's done, or you can let it sit there for a while until the pressure naturally releases. It will actually get cooler inside there, and the pressure will just drop. When I do this, I'm going to make it so that once I get to pressure and once it's done and it beeps, I'm going to be here, and I'm just going to switch this over to here. Move this little thing here. Get a better picture here. Let's move this over to here, and be careful because hot steam comes out of this thing, and it will burn you if you're not careful. What I do is I usually take a paper towel and put it over it and make sure I don't burn myself. I wouldn't suggest you do that right away because you could burn yourself. But I adjust the steam away here so it doesn't hit the ceiling. That way it doesn't steam the ceiling. So that's it. I mean, I put that this way, and once this thing's done, we'll have some nice soup. So thanks for everybody for listening in and attending here, and all the nice comments and stuff. And we'll maybe do some more videos like this. So see everybody. See you later, everybody.